There it is. All right, guys, welcome to Results Driven by RW. This is our weekly group chat. We come together and discuss some hard topics dealing with your business, your personal, and moving you forward just in life general. I like to focus on two aspects, which is your mental, your spiritual, and your physical. I like to focus on giving you things that will give you results in what you're trying to accomplish and making sure that you're moving forward. I hope you guys are realizing, those who've been with me for a whole year, that this is more of a mental game than it is an actual physical game. In other words, you have to have the right mindset to realize that stuff happens as you're going. So tonight, I kind of want to really challenge you in the aspect of pushing you a little bit harder than we did last year to now push you into, I believe, the doors that are going to be even wider this year. Okay. So tonight's topic, and I'll say this again, but it's disruption always follows intention. Disruption always follows intention. So quick housekeeping. Take notes if you can. I see Dominique's got her pen out. I like it. I see my girl's got her pen out. Miss her got her pen out. Good job, guys. I want you to take notes because I believe I'm gonna drop some bombshells on tonight. Marquise got his pen out. Great job. We want to make sure that you don't miss, because a lot of times you'll hear something, but when you put it down on paper, it makes a big difference. If you can, I know some of you are moving, grooving, shaking, and baking. So if you are unable to have your face on, totally understand, no judgment here. But of course, we'd love to see your smiling face. If your teeth are in the, we call that little thing when you put your false teeth inside a thing, go ahead and just pull them out and pop them back in. Let's go ahead and get the going. You're going to be all right. If you got your wig on, just slap that thing on, tilt it, and let's go to work. But we'd love to see your beautiful face on tonight, okay? Ask questions. Do me a favor. Open up my chat. I want to make sure my chat's working. Please put your name and your business. Name and your business. And matter of fact, if you're real bold, put your name, your business, and your phone number. That way, in this group, in this network, we are promoting each other, and we're drawing other people to be a part of what we're doing. Many of you, you've benefited from the network. We have one young lady who I'm really excited about, Anissa. My goodness, after working with her for 90 days, she's already up to almost $3,000 a month in income in a brand new business. We're in the process of purchasing our first truck. We actually were able to grab her about $35,000 in business credit, and her business has only been open for about 90 days. So the results are proven. You can absolutely get done what I'm going to show you. Just a matter of hanging in there. All right. So let me see. I don't see my chat working. What you guys doing? Okay, there it is. I see my chat working now. Okay, good. Only unmute when called upon. We are going to have a point to where I'm going to do some quick monologue, and then we're going to get some discussion. This does not work without us sharing together. I'm actually developing another class going to be just with CEOs. And I think you guys, all of you, most of you are CEOs of your own company, but we're looking to take even that to the next level to elevate those that are working on that next phase of what they're trying to accomplish. Okay. Wins. Okay, guys, this is important for those that are new. I want to let you know that most times my overachievers, my people that are driven, they celebrate, they don't celebrate their wins. They more so cry over your losses. And so this segment is just because I want you to acknowledge that you got some wins. In other words, I kind of want to name this topic, give yourself some doggone credit. Because a lot of you guys aren't giving yourself any credit for the good things that you did. Now, of course, like I had a deal this week. It was a $35,000 deal. Marquise, I had plans, and doggone it, if that doggone joker didn't say, oh, can we wait until the end of the month? Well, would the end of the month work for you? You know what, let's do it. But the same day today, I made another almost $7,000 and about another $10,000 on the table. So I'm telling you these numbers, not to brag or boast, because remember my theme, guys, that have been with me for a year. It ain't bragging if it's true. So don't ever be afraid to talk numbers and tell people what you're doing. The people that get offended are normally those that are upset because they're not doing it, or they don't know people that are doing it. This is a next level event that you're on right now, to where I'm not pushing small numbers, we're pushing big numbers. My goal is to get you guys up to $100,000 days. Our goal is to get you to where you're feeling comfortable knowing that that should be your norm. Okay? So we're going to work towards getting you there. So this week's wins, I preempted it by saying all that. I want to hear something good that happened this week. So I'm going to open it up. What we got? Don't make me voluntold, folk. I need at least 2 to 3 good wins this week.
Yes, sir. I got one.
Come on with it.
Yeah, so I had a buyer go under contract on Wednesday. So that's good. I must have showed her about 20 houses. She really made me earn this one. So yeah, that one was good.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Whoop, whoop. So that's a little check-in. You know, I like it when you're getting checks on this page. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. You know, it's just a little something, man. Pay a couple bills or whatever, man.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you getting some love on that too. I feel the love.
Oh man, it ain't no fun if the homie can't get none, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that passive income. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right,
sir.
What else we got? I tell you what, who else win? Good win. I like it when you're selling. Okay, I got about 3 seconds before somebody gets voluntold. See, the swap with overachievers. I don't have any wins. I didn't do nothing this week.
I will share a win this week. Hello, everybody. Delshana Moore is in the house. Yes, we had week 2, session 2 of how to write your devotional. And I was here's my win. So it's a tech issue, right? I was able to figure out not only how to edit my video, but to also embed it in the email so that I can send it to the participants so they can review it and still move forward. And that's a big deal for y'all who don't know. So that's my win this week.
All right.
Uh-oh, she faded out. Oh no. Sounds like some more internet problems. Shauna, we lost you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Bring it on in.
All right, so my win was a tech issue. I was able to edit my video, embed it in the email, send it out to the participants so they can review it and keep up and stay on track in how to write their devotional in January.
Beautiful. Well, I'm super excited, of course, about you knocking it out because you did something that we had talked about, which was you thought about it and you set the date and you made it happen. Is that pretty much the way it worked?
Absolutely. No overthinking, no stressing out about it. Did not go for perfection, not 1 ounce of procrastination. It was like an automatic, hit the button, let's go, it's here.
Beautiful. Well, I kind of like this little aggressive Delsana I'm seeing on social media. You know, it's been one of them like, yeah, what up? I'm here. I'm like, oh, somebody done come into themselves. I like to see when you get all aggressive and ready to go out there and make some things happen. So great job this week. I was checking you out. So keep being authentically you and keep moving forward and don't focus on the people around you. Focus on what you're doing. And I promise they will focus on you. Remember this and put this as a side note, guys. When most of you and many of you that are going to blow up this year, when you reply to people, it becomes a press conference. When they reply to you, it's just a blog. Did you get that? Some of you haven't realized it yet, but when you reply to people, for them, it gives them shine. But when they reply to you, it might be something like, whatever. So don't allow people to draw you into their little webs of trying to get you out there, out yourself anyway. Or as the boy in James Brown, that movie said, don't make me come out myself. So don't do that. Stay within yourself, do what you do. All right, good win. All right, one more quick win. That was a good one, Delshana. Thank you so much.
Well, since I'm here, Pastor, we'll let we got checks in
wait a minute. Let me put my glasses on.
Hey, they're not $35,000 checks, but they are in the comma club. So
I like them. Come on, somebody clap up them commas, baby. Why you kidding me?
The proof is in the pudding.
You know what? Man, you know what? Almost, wait a minute. Guys, this is what it's all about. Remember, this ain't no hobby. This is what we do. We want to be around successful people that are making it. So thank you so much, Marquise. I like the wins. All right, guys, let's jump into it. Let's see what we got we're working with tonight. Business spotlight. Real quick, I want to spotlight. Hold on one second. I was going to set these up, but I decided now I'm just going to spotlight folk and put them on the spot. And you know what? Who we got on here tonight? Well, we got a few folk. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Robbie, since you've been blowing up my social media last week, and I'm about tired of seeing your face, that means you're actually doing something. Give me a quick spotlight on what you're doing. You know, guys, I want you to get so to the point that people be looking at your Facebook post like, man, there they go. Then you just getting started.
Yes, we taxes and bookkeeping services, opening a new office, doing a lot of networking, a lot of marketing. You know, we got your taxes and bookkeeping. We got everything you need under one roof. And we have virtual services, so you can do your taxes right from the comforts of your own living room.
That's what I'm talking about. So taxes, bookkeeping, new location. Robbie, when is going to be that ribbon cutting?
I'm not sure about the ribbon cutting because I've just been more focused on getting clients in. So I haven't made a date for the ribbon cutting.
All right. Well, make sure you let us know. We want to be there, support you, and be a part of what you're doing. Super excited about you over there branching out, and doing your thing. Now, Robbie, how long have you been with me? Well, in the office.
Full time in the office. I think I don't even think has it been a year full time? I think sometime in January, it'll make a year full time in the office. Wow. So in this year, when did you leave your job? January.
So you came, you left your job, hanging in there, you sold and bought a home. Is that last year?
Yes, I've been in my house a year. Yep, it's been a little bit over a year. Yeah.
Good Lord. And now you're starting your own business in a whole year. Man, you know what? Let me wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, doggone it. Give me some respect. Put some respect on my name.
I'm patting you on your back for real. I'm patting you on your back real hard. I'm patting you.
Within 1 year, my God, you already left your job, sold and bought another house, invested. Now you're opening your own office. You know what, guys? It works, man. You got to get around some folk that's going. And I made her mad in the process a couple times, but anyway, we'll talk about that another time. Hey, if your coach don't make you mad, then you ain't really getting coached. Okay, it should be some stretching going on. So, Robbie, thank you for allowing me to be in your life and pushing forward and loving to see you realizing your dreams and your visions. And we just getting started. So thank you so much for sharing. All right, guys, let's jump on in. So last week we dealt with our strategy session 2023. You guys, I know, wrote down your goals. I just put down 23. Of course, it can be as many as you need them to be. But remember, we want them to be specific. We want to make sure that you actually have, what's the other thing? Yeah, that stuff. You want to make sure it's all together. Make sure you got everything you need. Make sure it's achievable. Make sure you're actually putting a timestamp on it. Make sure it's actually something that you can see and visualize already being done. All right? We talked about personal, business, and wellness. All these are part of where you're going. Biggest key, guys, is I wanted to know what you want, not what you think and what you're feeling. And I also wanted to make sure that you weren't just interested, but you were committed to what we're talking about. Because if you do those things, I know for a fact, if you know what you want, this conversation we're about to have, it'll lock and load you and keep you focused on where you're going, okay? All right, guys. So tonight, disruption always follows intention. All right, guys, by way of chat, how many people in here have realized so far that when you make an intention to do something, something always happens? I mean, something always happens. I mean, like, and I'm not talking a distraction, because, you know, distraction might be, oh, look at there. But I'm talking about disruption. something that really throws you off your game and makes you have to really refocus on things that are happening. I like definitions, guys, because sometimes we think about a word, but we don't see it the same. So if we look at this, disturbance or problems which interrupt an event, activity, or process, a break or interruption in the normal course or continuation of some activity or process. Some of you this year or last year, 2022, you got and had a disruption. You had something that happened that knocked you off your horse a little bit or gave you a good body blow. I want to deal with that tonight because there are a bunch of things out there that can hinder your success, and they are true disruptions. So when you guys think of something like a disruption, what would that be for you in the chat? What kind of disruptions do you think of? And I'm not talking about a distraction, because a distraction and disruption, I guess it could be the same, but I'm talking about the big stuff. I mean, the stuff that really makes you fall back and be like, oh my God. And you have to really regroup and bring yourself back to focus. What are those things for you guys? Go ahead and type in my chat. I want to check that out real quick. And I'm going to show you a couple that I have. All right. Yeah, Robbie is killing the game. I like that, Delshana. All right, let's see. Okay, health issues, huge. All right, death in the family, huge, yes. Finances, yes. What else, guys? What are disruptions? Things that you like, man, this thing has knocked me off my seat. I mean, some of you, I've seen it, mental breakdown. Hey, I've seen it, been there, done that. I never forget the one time I had an anxiety attack. This was probably about 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, I had an attack and it knocked me off my butt. My wife came in the room. She said, what's going on? I said, give me a minute. So been there, done that. In business, I find out you do and go through everything. Losing a client that, oh yeah, I've seen that. Yes. Now, you know what? Sometimes people say things don't bother us, but they do bother us. And I think sometimes we have to embrace those moments in order to make it work, man. These are good things here, guys. I'm gonna throw in a few more that I want you to take a look at. These life events. These life events can make you literally, I believe some of us, it knocks you to the point to where it makes you have to take a breath. And some of the breaths, though, that's the only bad thing, they can last for weeks, months, and even years. Some people still haven't recovered from things that happened last year. And I want to deal with that tonight because I need you to get past what happened, because your past is in your past and your future is awaiting you. All right. So here's some things I came up with. Job change. Anybody had job change this year? I think we already talked to a few of you guys having some job change on 2022. Some of you had death in 2022. You have people that were close to you, near, dear to your heart that died. You had children. Some of you had some kids. Some of you dealing with some kids. We got a new addition last year. Lord Jesus, kids, trust me, it changes everything. Marriage, some of you got married last year. Some of you had some industry shifts. Things changed in your industry that made you have to relook at what you were doing. Some of you dealt with sickness. And I put this one in here purposely. Some of you literally were thrown off helping the wrong people. You were trying to help people and they threw you off your game, you know? And if I can't hammer anything else to you guys in this time that we have, is make sure you're helping the right people. And also write this down. If helping you is hurting me, I can't help you. Make that your mantra. That's my personal mantra. If helping you is hurting me, I can't help you, because I'm sent to help millions. And when you're sent to help millions, you can't allow 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 people to stop you from your purpose, okay? If anything, you have to move forward and get past that. Some of you dealt with divorce this year, like in 2022. Some of you dealt with depression in 2022. These are things that I believe are true hardcore disruptions. Those are things that will make you take a step back and really, literally lose focus on everything that you know. Now, guys, I like and I don't even know this cat, but I just ran across this quote that was so powerful to me. You have to choose life. You know, I like what he says here, because you have to make a decision. You know, your life is literally, can you believe this, or even at least think about this, is you can change your body. You can change how big or small you are. I know some of you say, well, I'm just big boned. No, that's a lie. You can actually change your body if you really wanted to and worked hard enough. I got a personal trainer on here that will tell you you can. So some of those excuses you've used, that's not true. There's some things that we try to put out there that are just, they're choices, you know, and you have to make a decision. You can choose to be happy or choose not to be happy. You can choose to be depressed or choose not to be depressed. You can choose to be broken, or you can choose not to be. Those are choices that we make depending on our situation. Remember, it's not what you're going through that matters, is how you actually deal with it. And this is something that's really key in my life, because how many on this Zoom tonight, something's happened to you that was dramatic last year? Just type in there, it was me. It was me. Because whatever that disruption was, it happened. It's done. You can't go back in 2022 and change it. It happened, okay? So now it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond. You know, some people that are running into, they're still dealing with things that they cannot change. You can't change your divorce, you can't change the breakup, you can't change the bad business deal that went wrong. Some of you can't even go back and get the money you lost on bad deals last year. That money is gone. You might as well kiss that bye and start working on something new, because that money gone. If it show up, praise, yes. But if it don't show up, you got to keep moving. You can't sit there and focus on what was, because it's done. It's over. It's a wrap. Okay? You are in control of your emotions. Write that down. And matter of fact, you can even make an affirmation out of this. I am in control of my emotions. I am in control of my emotions. In other words, don't let your emotions control you this year. Last year, your emotions controlled you and it threw you all over the place. And you know what happens when you're all over the place? So goes your life, so goes your business. So your business is a reflection of what's going on with you. If you're going through some tough times mentally, physically, spiritually, boom, your business is being affected automatically. Some of you on this year, I'm going to challenge you to not allow yourself to lose control. I just had a situation the other day, someone lost complete control. I had to bring them back to themselves and tell them, I said, look, why are you tripping? Get it together. Let's move forward. And that sounds really harsh to some of you, but I'm finding out many people in this day and age, you don't need somebody to pacify you or make you feel good about what you ain't doing or the things that ain't right. You need somebody who's going to be real with you, and to the point to where not going to beat you up, make you feel bad, but at least let you know, hey, I love you enough to tell you the truth and make sure you can get back up and keep going. So when this stuff happens, how do you bounce back? Many of you that dealt with some type of disruption last year, give me some examples. How did you bounce back? Put it in my chat real quick. I want to check those out. How did you bounce back? And if you're not bouncing back, what is your process? Because your only way you see yourself, let me say it again, your only way you see yourself. If you see yourself as successful, whole, happy, healed, that even if those things aren't true, you are what you see yourself as. Because if you see yourself as it, that was saying, if you see it, you can be it. Good. Make some stern personal resolution. I like that. Okay. Oh man, I love that. Take responsibility. I like it. Wow. Refocus and I like that. Good guys. Affirmations, meditation. Matter of fact, Lee, thank you. You actually helped me with that. Appreciate that. What else, guys? What else did you do to bounce back? Good. Focusing on the things I can change, keeping it positive. I like that. That mindset is everything, guys. I'm going to show you how to make a whole lot of money, but it's only going to come and start with your mindset. Okay? Good. Go back to what I left. I like it. There you go. I like that too. Excellent. All right. Let's just keep going. I like, guys, you guys are blowing up the chat. I like it. Keep going. So here's some things that I've found that have helped a few of my clients and people that I'm working with. Number one is learning how to be resilient. In other words, learning how to make things work even when they don't seem like they're working. Get to a place to where, how many resilient people do I have on the Zoom tonight? I know I have many, but you've had to go and bounce back from something and you had to shift some things a little bit, but that just became your resilience. Some of you, your biggest, and I say this, I'll say it again, the reason I repeat myself is because most times you don't hear me the first time. It depends on where you're at. So I'm gonna say it again. You have to learn how to be more resourceful in order to get the resources you need. Stop trying to do it all by yourself. You have the resources. Everybody that I'm looking at on this Zoom, if you really wanted to, you can go out and get $100,000 by the end of this month. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. You know enough people, enough contacts, enough folks that you can go out and get 100,000. If you don't know those kind of people, that's why you're on this Zoom, because you need to find out that you need to know those kind of people, okay? You need to get you in the right rooms. Next thing is be grateful. When my father died, the thing that got me through was gratitude. Let me help and formulate how I felt at that moment. I felt, of course, heartbroken, all those things, because it was sudden, unexpected, it happened. Some of you have had some deaths and some things happen, some trauma that was unexpected. And I gotta be honest, the unexpected ones hurt the most. It's different if somebody you know is going to a place, but when it happens all of a sudden, it's like, bam, it kind of rocks you a little bit. And I went to gratitude. And here's what I did. I began to be thankful for the time we had. Me and my dad had a horrible relationship until about 14 years ago. And so I was very, very grateful that we patched things up and things worked out. So the way you can get and bounce back is through gratitude. Get to the point where you get grateful for what you have. Some of you need to start being so caught up and just be grateful for breath. My goodness, back to the basics. Get thankful for a right mind. How many people you know lost their mind last year? Literally. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know a few folk. You know, so you want to get to where you start being grateful. Matter of fact, I'm going to impress upon you, write this down. Every morning I wake up, and before I do anything else, I verbally communicate 5 things that I'm grateful for. So I start my day in gratitude. So tomorrow morning, get up, first thing you do is write down 5 things you're grateful for, or open up your mouth and tell the world, I'm grateful for this. Next thing is ask for help. Guys, don't ever get to the point to where, as a leader, here's a question. Who do the strong people go to when they need help? And unfortunately, in this era, as we found out from the young man that just committed suicide, strong guy, smiling, all that good stuff, but ended up killing himself. And it wasn't that he was looking like he had a bad situation, or Robin Williams for that fact. These guys just never asked for help. And if they did ask for help, maybe people didn't see it because they're the strong ones. A lot of people in this Zoom tonight, you're strong. Those that are watching me later, you're strong. Don't ever get to the point that you don't ask for help. Don't ever get to that point. Because once you do that, you are opening yourself up for things to not work as well as they could be. So get the help you need, whatever that would look like, okay? Last thing is self-awareness. Self-awareness, you gotta be aware of self. How many of you daily check your own temperature? You know where you're at. There are some days that I have that is just not a good start. But then I find out that it was nothing and had nothing to do with nobody. It was just, I was stuck in my own head. And if you really think about your life, sometimes it ain't nothing going on around you. Things are actually good. You're just stuck in your own head. So once you learn that I'm not in a great place, but I'm going to, here's a little trick or a hack that I use for myself personally. When I feel in some type of slump, which I do, let me say it again. When I fall into a slump, the first thing I do is tell myself, you got 30 seconds to be in this slump. I want you to embrace the slump, this bad moment, embrace it all. And then I find myself laughing out of it, because when you start telling yourself, yeah, you jacked up right now, get your life together. It almost brings, at least for me, it brings me back to a state of, okay, yeah, you really tripping. You need to get yourself together. So knowing where you're at, and even when it comes to people, guys, if you're tired, if you're frustrated, all of those things are linked. If you're not sleeping, all those things connect. So being self-aware that sometimes I have to go take a run. Sometimes late at night, I have to clear my head. Find out what you need to do by knowing you better than anybody else. I know some of you guys are married, but I've been married 29 years and I still know me better than my wife knows me. So if you are married or you're with someone, know you enough to know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. All right, let's keep going. I like this. Guys, your character, your business, your life, it cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience or trial. In other words, there's some things that have to happen to drive you forward. And I hate to tell you, but pain is a part of your process, okay? Once you realize that failure is a part of success, you'll stop tripping on failure. And I truly believe that we don't fail. We don't lose, we learn. In other words, we get to a place in our life to where it's like, I learned something good. I didn't lose nothing. I just learned something. And now I can move forward from that learning lesson and get better. All right? So it's going to be a part of your journey. Here, I love this part. Conversation around the information. I gave you a lot of stuff tonight, just in a short period of time. I want to talk a little bit, real quick, about let's take one step backwards and then we're going to take a step forward. But I need to hear from you on tonight. What disrupted your plans for 2022? And I know some of you are going to be like, nothing disrupted my plans for 2022. That's a lie, because if it wasn't disrupted, you would be where you should be by now. Does that make sense? If you don't have the life you want, then something didn't work that you were doing. And so only someone that will continue doing, and it's only crazy to me, you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, but if what you did last year didn't work, then we got to figure it out and take a moment to clear the air. So let's help a few folk. Stay with me for a few moments and let's hear from you guys. What was that disruptive? And some of you have to think about it, because you're like, well, no, nothing happened. Something threw you off last year, because not everyone on this Zoom, including myself, hit every single goal they had last year. So let's start real quick. Kim, I see your beautiful face all in the picture. I mean, you're amazing, you're awesome, and I'm sure that nothing shakes you or moves you, but just give us one little nugget of something that maybe threw you off your game a little bit last year.
There were so many things that threw me off my game last year. It's which one do I bring up? Being able to shift when I thought things were going a certain way and I realized that it wasn't working. Instead of staying stuck, I had to really make a decision and move. That's how I moved into the 5440 location, and just getting out of my feelings, more importantly, and doing what I knew to do, getting back to business. So, I mean, I could go on about a gazillion things, but changing locations helped. Pulling myself together helped.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of those. It was just getting tough and realizing that I could do it. It was, because I still had breath in my body, I could still move forward. And every step that I took forward worked in my favor. But when I was stuck, I was stuck. So, yeah.
Well, that's powerful. And the reason I want you guys to really look at this, because sometimes you have to almost look at your past, even though we don't want to stay there, but it reminds you that didn't get you the results last year. So obviously we can't do that again. So that means that now things are going to happen. It's almost like when my kids were in school and I used to tell them to don't do drugs message. And I tell them, hey, look, when somebody asks you to do drugs, you just tell them I'm an athlete and athletes don't do drugs. So this tonight is preempting you for what I know is going to happen. Something is going to happen this year. It's going to throw you off your game. And if it happened last year and that didn't bring you closer to where you wanted to be, now it's a matter of making sure when it does come, we want it just to be a bump in the road this year. Anything that happens that comes up, not that I'm deaf, I understand, I get it. There's some things that are trapped. I mean, health. I mean, these are things that are big things. But I love what my girl Angie said earlier. She said, I'm going to be up in here with a sling. I'm going to keep it moving. And I guess in my mind, you get to that point to where then you really got to keep going. Kim, thank you so much for sharing. That's amazing. And I see the journey and I'm excited, man. I'm just, you know what? I appreciate you being in the office with me. I mean, you bring a whole nother energy and you make me want to some people that you get around, guys, make you want to step your game up. And Kim is one of those people that make me want to step my game up. Because when I come with her, I can't come half throttle. I got to come with it. So appreciate you, Kim. Thank you for being who you are.
Thank you.
All right, Robbie, what you got? What you got, Robbie? What threw a little loop in your plans last year?
If I have to be honest, it was my belief system and my mindset.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it tried to disrupt. It did disrupt me a little bit. So my belief system and my mindset.
In what area, if you can be a little more specific, what areas?
To be honest, in all areas, personal, wondering if you're good enough or worthy to do something, business, transitioning, you know what I mean? So in all areas, it disrupted me a little bit. So it delayed me, but it didn't deny me. So
Beautiful. I definitely, like I said, I'm a witness to seeing how resilient you've been and kept on going and moving forward. So that's a beautiful thing. And I'm really, really excited about what's going on. I'll never forget the look on your face when I said, okay, yeah, we're opening the office. And what, huh?
I was like, who you talking to? Am I being false? What you talking about?
So I definitely see it, and your resilience is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. These are good things, guys. Thank you. You guys don't realize it, but as we're having these conversations, these might be conversations you can't have with other people because they're not in this situation. Matter of fact, do me a favor, write this down. Do not talk to a W-2 about a 1099 issue. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because the first thing they're gonna tell you, because people love you, they're gonna say, I told you should have stayed at that job. You got security there, that pension and everything working for you. You should do what you've been doing. It always works. And the good news is they really mean good for you because they want to keep you safe. Most people you're around, they love you enough to want to keep you safe. Okay? And safe is good unless there's a yearning in you that you deserve better. Okay? It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. Okay? All right, guys. Let's see, Marquise, man, give me something, man. Like I said, I know you were like a baller, shot caller, but maybe there was something that threw you off a little bit last year.
Thinking back, I would say just my focus, and sometimes trying to focus on too many things will it will kind of throw me off my game. Instead of just focusing in and honing in and being great at the things that I know, and also just that I have like low confidence, but just having to remember who I am and kind of just like when I kind of run into rough spots, I kind of just remind myself of battles I've already won and things I've already conquered and things I've already survived through. So just kind of remembering, that, and, that kind of, helped me bounce back. So, just, I think, and that's where pretty much where I'm really honing in on is really staying focused and staying, keyed in, but not, trying to focus on too many things.
It makes a big difference, guys. I can relate to that because sometimes I'll be sitting with people and say my confidence level isn't what it is. I'll make sure I do my own dossier, and sometimes I'll even say it out loud. I'm saying, you that brother that came here in a finger hut bag. They don't even know who they're working with. I came here with nothing, and here we are 30 years later, and I go through I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Because many of you haven't really figured out that someone sitting with you is sitting with all of you. I'm talking the good, the bad, and the ugly. But when you start reminding yourself of those victories that you won and the accomplishments you have done, it brings back that sense of reminding yourself. And also, to be honest, it can kick you in the back of the head and say, man, you're better than this. Yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm bigger than this. And I don't know if you guys do that, but I've done that many times. Matter of fact, okay, I'm giving up a secret real quick. Every morning I check my bank accounts. Every morning. I know some of you are like, why you check your bank accounts every morning? Because when you get a little something, you got to check on it. But anyway, I check my accounts every morning. And you know what I say when I see them? It's not enough money. And guess what that does? That gives me a fire to my behind to get out the bed and let's go to work. I know some of you are like, oh, I'm offended. He's talking about money. Yes, I'm going to be talking about money because we want to make sure that you're able to take care of the people. I was sharing with someone earlier this week. He was like, man, you see what you're doing this? You all over. I said, man, look, I'm retiring my mom this year. I got to make sure I'm making an additional on top of my regular monies, $5,000 per month to make sure mom gets a check every single month, including her Social Security, that she'll never have to be concerned about money again. Mom is low budget. I'm sorry. That's the way that works, But And when you start putting those things in the back of your head, it starts really pushing you. So Marquise, I can totally concur that every now and again, man, you got to bring that stuff back up. And some folk, they ain't gonna like it. Let me tell you up front, when you start talking about what you've done and where you've been, they're gonna start trying to then one up you and one up you and one up you until they can't one up you anymore. And then if they can't one up you, they'll start lying. So make sure you stay the course, know who you are. And actually, I'm dealing with that in a couple sessions coming up. Be authentically you. We're gonna talk about that. All right. Good job. Thank you, Marquise. Appreciate you sharing, man. Good stuff, man. That's guys, we're helping each other. I promise we are. Let's go with Miss Angie. Angie, I know you got it going on. You got it. Your life is fabulous. But what's happening?
Hi, you wanted to know what was my disruption for 2022?
Yes. What was the thing that made you take a step back?
It was the failure to stay on task. Like, I can plan the hell out of something. I can make great plans for other people, but when it comes to making plans for myself, I will tend to stray away from the plan. So when I do that, it disrupts me, period. So that was my disruption for 2022. And it basically at the last minute just made me take action at the last minute, which is really no good. So had I planned better, I think right now, instead of like being worried every single day about things that are going on right now, today, I wouldn't be in this if I would have stayed on task. So, but it's okay.
I love that. I love that. That's self-aware. Number one, you're realizing what the problem was, and you're now making the adjustment. To me, that's huge. That's self-awareness. And that's big. A lot of people don't realize that when you come to yourself, I like using the term come to yourself, meaning that you realize who you really are, and you start moving in that person that you know you are to become, which is awesome. So kudos to you, because I've seen you you're kicking the ball real high right now, girl. You're kicking it. I mean, when you talk about you gonna come with your arm and a sling, girl, you're on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So keep going. I'm excited. And we're looking forward to some great, and even better things coming up. So thanks for sharing. That's awesome. That is amazing. Because sometimes, guys, our worst enemy can be us. Our worst enemy can be us. And once we realize that, we cannot let that happen in 2023. And matter of fact, you rock with me, I won't let it happen. Not under my watch. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Good stuff. All right, I see Deshawn's on the phone. Delshana, what you got? I know you got the perfect life. I seen your family. I seen the picture. I got the memo.
You got the memo, huh? So for me, the thing, illness, of course, hit me like a brick wall. I felt like it took me out the game, even though I did maintain some momentum. But it definitely hindered my ability to produce at the level, the speed and intensity that I had expected. But quite frankly, what also came along with that was not asking for help and really struggling with the trust factor to know who to ask for help and whether I was going to trust their work and that kind of stuff. Like I would do little things, but some of the more bigger things I could have gotten done if I would have just asked for help. I would have been able to get it done. So I'm recognizing that. I'm moving in that. I'm practicing and challenging myself to ask for help when I have different situations, and just really get rid of that piece of the pride that says I can do it, I can make it, I don't need nobody, and just say if you're not prideful, then ask for help, Delshana, and I'll go and then I got to ask for help. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, I think that's amazing. And matter of fact, I'm so glad that you did reach out. And I mean, now we rocked a whole year, huh? Got your 1 year anniversary. So
Woo, 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 woo.
And we see the changes, and man, you're doing amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. The funny thing is some of the things that you guys are saying were just kind of seems like little bumps in the road that might just threw some people off a little bit. But finding out how to recover and get the help, which I guess is something that we talked about there, which is awesome, guys. That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Deshaun. I appreciate you. Miss Dominique, I know you're new to the page, but man, what was that thing last year that might have just a little bit? Because I know you like solid. You're like nothing on phase Dominique. You know, that's Dom. You know, it's like, you know, the godmother. I mean, I know how you roll.
A lot happened for me last year. I lost a job last year. I was focused on my business and the different elements where I needed to go. After I lost my job, I was like, hey, I've never been without work before, so let's go on vacation. Not the smart thing to do. I took 3 months off, just kind of hanging out seriously, and which was not the right thing to do. But I enjoyed that moment. But I wasn't focused. I wasn't mentally there where I should have been. And that's kind of what threw me off. I had a death last year in the family. So it was a lot happening and I wasn't focused.
Wow. Appreciate that. That's heavy because like I said, those are things that it's hard to come back from, you know, job loss, death. Those are truly, like I said, they're not just distractions, they're disruptions. They're things that throw you off and make you find out what you're really made of, I think. So it was a self-check moment, but the good news is you bounced back and made it happen. And that's the beautiful thing of just being who you are, which is awesome. Now, I do know that many on the Zoom, they took vacation last year. They just didn't go nowhere, but they took a vacation from life. They curled. Some of you guys, I'm gonna mess with you real quick. You don't quit. You slow key move away and moonwalk away from your purpose. Okay. In other words, you don't say I'm done, I quit. You don't do that. You say, well, it ain't that important. I'll try it another day. Tomorrow will be better. And before you know it, you start putting that off and you start losing momentum in what you were doing. So Dominic, I feel you. Been there, done that, and understand completely what you're dealing with. All right, thanks for sharing. Thank you so much. Miss Hayes, what's going on? I know your life is perfect. You know, Keontae about to go get the contract. We about to go make all this money. Nothing could happen for you last year that was bad.
I think it comes with just expansion and transition and being in that space where you don't know who to ask for help because you're expected to have it all together, right? Like everybody thinks that it's that and it's not that. So then it's like, okay, I'm expected to understand what to do, but I'm also expected to be big. I'm expected to know financial literacy. I'm expected to have this, you know what I mean? And so you start having other expectations, even the expectations that you really need to have trying to do something that you've never done before. So I had to just stop and understand that I asked for this. And in asking to be a leader and asking for it to be big and asking for a big bag and wanting to follow someone like RW, that as you are stretched, you don't want to come back with something that you already know that he's going to say. So my thing was knowing that regardless what I'm coming back to say, that I need to come back and connect to my support system because I am not alone. So if I'm not alone in doing this, then why am I doing it alone? So I had to just check myself and get my mind right and know that maybe I did overreact and I just really just lost control of my emotions as I was trying to ask for help because nobody heard me asking for help. But why am I sitting here assuming that don't nobody want to help? Is that my thought or is that me assuming something? So it was just really being able to just sit there and find out what did I need help with? Like, okay, you want people to help, but did you ask somebody for help? Did you know what you need help with? And I didn't know what I needed help with. And what I needed help with was myself. And so I had to find out how to help myself. If I'm going to say that I'm ready to help and expand and do it big, I had to get control and understand that nobody's going to help me control my emotions. Nobody's going to help me not be angry because I'm angry. So I'm angry right now. So how do I get help with anger? It was just a matter of being able to deal with myself. And I think bouncing back, I knew like, okay, like, you know what to do. You know, you have help. You know how to write goals, like go ask for help. And I still don't know how to like say, I need help. So Deshauna, I just appreciate, you know, that. And in that moment, being able to check in, I just had to go back to what worked to get me where I was at. And that's how I found the help, going back to what I was taught.
Wow, that's powerful. And that's what most of us, or some of us at some point, time or another, have all gone through. And so it's funny because when people look at you, and all you guys, I probably can say the same thing, you're the leader, you're the forefront, or you're close to it. And there are expectations that are put on you. And with those expectations, it can become, if not careful, something that can really drain you. But this year, we're going to talk about that. And that's why I'm really going to have you focusing on you. Because if you're good, everybody else is going to be good. And knowing how to get the help you need and being in this community to make sure we can help build each other up. So, hey, I got you, Miss Hayes. I promise I do. I've always told you I got you. I'm not changing. I got you. But as you said, you know, and here's something too that she mentioned that I want to bring to clarity. Please don't ever to the point that you feel some level of well, I don't want to talk to him because I'm not there. Da, 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 da. I am gentle sometimes, and I want to make sure I bring you back slowly. But there are some times I am going to be a little more tougher and say, hey, nah, we better than this. Let's go get this and let's make this happen. I had one person told me just the other day, they said, I knew I needed to call you, but I didn't really want to because I knew he was going to drop some bombs on me and make me have to now slap myself to get back to where I need to be. And I told myself, well, I don't know if that's a compliment. You know, Dominique, a while ago, she posted this little meme of me slapping somebody around. I'm like, that ain't me. I'm not that guy. I think that was unfair, Dominique. I just want to say it in front of all the people. But anyways, where I will just know this. I will love all of you and those that are new that are coming on board. I'm real. I'm always going to be there for you, good, bad, or indifferent. But the same token, I probably won't be that person that will say, oh, I might not be that person, but I will be that person to say, okay, it happened, it's done, let's move, let's make it happen. All right. And so you guys are amazing. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Hayes. That's powerful stuff. Germanice, I think I got time for two more. Oh, we're almost at our time, guys. I want to keep this an hour. Germanice, what happened? What happened, girl? I know you got married.
Well, a lot was happening for me last year. I'm kind of like what you were just talking about, going on vacation without actually leaving. With everything that was happening, it just seemed like I was being hit from every angle. And because I didn't understand, I kind of slowly started stepping back. And then it was something you mentioned in one of the video calls a few weeks ago, and you were talking about the fear of being successful. I do realize that that is a fear that I never really addressed or spoke out loud, because I don't want to say that I'm used to things messing up, but I kind of got, can I say, comfortable with things messing up to where I kind of was discouraged. I wasn't speaking it out loud, but my actions showed it. And dealing with myself and being that self-awareness, that is very hard when you have to really be real with yourself about who you are and where you are. I realized a lot of things about myself, and that kind of became discouraging for a moment. So working through it, like I said, with praying and praising, I'm still getting through it. And that still was keeping me, because I'll keep going. You know, like I said, I never spoke a lot of those things out loud, even to myself. I just kept going, but hearing you say them and recognizing that it resonates with me, that's where I've been. So getting through it, I'm still getting through it. I'm still pushing, and I'm still trying to praise and pray my way through, as well as, like you were saying, getting ourselves together and I don't want to say, well, yeah, it's a mental thing. It's just getting out of that mental place of confusion and understanding and getting to understanding.
Wow, that's powerful. That is a powerful. See, these are the conversations that once again they don't have, because we're talking to a bunch of people that we're, in most cases, they're under you in the aspect of they're the ones that look up to you. But in this group, we're all striving, and all these are real things that you deal with. I don't care. I've been in business 26 years, and we still all have moments. The key is not letting that moment become a day, a week, a month, or a year. And that's the only difference, I believe, in having a moment, because we all have them. So it's okay to have a moment, just don't let the moment have you. And so It's good to see you come back, and I see it stronger than ever. I'm not gonna call it a comeback, because you've been there before. That's a song, huh? Cool. All right, guys, let me push on, because I know our time is short and my battery is dying. So hold on one second. Let me see what I can get to get you where we want to be. Anybody want anything else to say real quick before I shift? If not, you guys see my screen? If you see my screen, just raise your hands. I see your screen. I see your screen. This is something that strong people don't get asked. How are you now? Are you clicking at 100%? And let me clarify this statement, because a lot of times you still can be going through what you're going through, and you have no one. And this is not a counseling session. I'm not trying to make it that. I'm not a therapist. I'm a performance coach. So with this being the fact, it's always good to know where you're at. And I need you to ask yourself, how are you now? And then from that, ask yourself, what are you clicking on? When I say clicking on, meaning, all you guys that are here on this Zoom and those that'll be watching later, your work level is, for other people, 100%, 120, because they see all that you're doing. But you're only clicking on about 60%. I want you to ask yourself the question, don't do it now, but write a little note. What do I need to do to get myself back up to 100? Or at least 80, at least 90? What do I need to do to get myself back in position to make the next move? Because I can't stay here, okay? And I know many of you hear me say it often, you're bigger than this, you're better than this. But how are you now? Do some self-talk there and make sure that you're looking at it and get yourself back to at least 80, 90 to 100%. I want you to click it on all cylinders this year. There's too much out there to get, and I want you to get it. Here's a hard question. Here's my slap around one. Are you getting any better in 2023? Or is this the best you can do? I'm just asking the question. I want you to think about that. And some of you say, I'm gonna get better. Good, because I'm gonna be watching. And if you hang with me, I'm gonna keep you moving in that direction, because I strive for you to do better. The whole purpose of me doing this class is for you to get better faster, bypass some of the mental blocks and the other stuff. We are gonna be dealing with that, a couple of great things that are coming up, but I really need you to ask yourself, and if you say you're getting better, then here's the key factor, write this down. My behavior should change. In order to get better, it shows through your new behavior. So if you said, I want to lose like me, I got a goal weight that I want to hit 178 by March 31st, then that means that now I've got the numbers, I made it measurable. So now the way I'm going to get there is by going to the gym 5 days a week, at least doing, like now I'm training for my half marathon. So I actually have a half marathon plan that I'm on. What does that plan look like for you? But get some executed steps. Don't just say you want something, because my next question is, well, what you gonna do to get there? Okay, all right. Last thing, don't go alone, guys. Get help. We got you. Hang out with us. This is going to be a time where I believe this year will be your year to really blow up and expand. How can I help you? Many of you guys know all these areas: insurance, investments, wealth building, showing you how to build generational wealth. Some of you guys don't know about IULs. We're going to talk about those. Those are things that we can help you to get set up and get your life on a whole nother track and define your future. You guys are on our weekly coaching call. I found out in life that if you give value, you should get value. That's something I want to teach you this year, is how to be valuable enough that people respect, honor your time and your effort. And the way value is repaid is through finances. Most of you are not getting paid what you're worth because you haven't really valued yourself and your time. I value my time. So this is something that we do. I want you to jump on board. Our sessions are every week, $99. We're going to go from the mental to the actual applicable steps. Those of you that are hanging with me this month and next month, I'm going to show you how to make money on Facebook. I'm going to show you how to real estate strategies to get you to buying real estate, how to sell real estate, how to get ready to invest in real estate. I'm also going to show you how to write an ebook. And the good news is I'm not going to show you how to do all this stuff, but my network is. Okay? We're going to some of you are going to have an ebook within this first quarter, like myself. I'm going to have an ebook for this first quarter. Watch. Next thing is, most of you guys, or some of you, you need to get on my one-on-one. Yes, it is $1,099 a month, and that's for 4 sessions one-on-one with me. You want to get there. Some of you aren't there yet, but I implore you, I will change your life. That's how much I value our time together. And some of you have been on my one-on-ones and you realize that I didn't let you go until we accomplished some stuff. Because to me, it's all about the results, okay? If you're a new business, we can get you up and running completely for $24.99. And that includes, your business package, website, logo, business card, personal coaching, bank consultation, bookkeeping, credit, all that stuff that we show you. We help you establish your credit, get you up and going, and move you further, faster. Other than that, guys, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing who you become this year. Just remember, who you were last year was good, but I'm going to be moving you this year from good to great to phenomenal. So yes, we're bypassing great this year. We're going to phenomenal. So from good, that's how your year ended up last year. This year it's going to be great to phenomenal. All right, guys. Much love for you. Appreciate you. Enjoy your evening. We'll talk soon. God bless you guys. It's me, RW. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Night, guys.